can't hear me. Is that better?
Is that better?
No? Oh, I know. One sec. No.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through this quarter's update. Say again? You're crackling louder? Just a little bit. Okay, great. No? Still can't hear me? Let me try something else. I've got an idea here. Yep, I've got this thing. There with me. You get this mic? Nope.
Hello, darkness, my old
No, forget about that. Are you fed up with bad audio quality in conference calls? It's a nightmare, isn't it? Crackling, breaking up, too high, too low. Anyway, I'm Alex, and in today's video, I provide a couple of tech options that will help you in this new normal, which is working from home. Hopefully that will sound a bit better. Clear communication is so important, especially in today's world, right? Where, when face-to-face meetings they're not possible anymore, at least for the time being. So working from home can become quite a frustrating experience when you're constantly battling with poor quality audio. It's not much point having good video quality if the sound is poor, especially when you're using a work laptop or a tablet or something like that usually don't have nice specs, because as you probably know, these machines are bought on bulk by the companies and heavily discounted, so in many cases the quality is very poor. The other problem with work laptops or tablet devices is that the minute you move away from it, the sound gets lost. Right? If you need to go to the kitchen to get a fresh cup of coffee or a bit of water or a cup of tea, you have to bring this thing with you. So I found the best solution that worked for me, and I thought I would create a video because there may be hundreds, many thousands, millions. Alright, lots of people with the same problem that I'm having. Before I go into it, just want to be clear that the brands I mentioned in this video do not sponsor me, right? I wish. So this is a very honest and personal review based on the gear that I've got on real world situations. So right, let's get into the options. Option number one is the Rode Wireless Go. This little thing here. There'll be an amazing B-roll going on in the background in a minute. I discovered these when I was trying to create a home training video session for my under-8 football team. So a lot of the times I needed to be away from the camera, and the problem with that is that the internal mics on these cameras, even the nice professional ones that I'm using right now, they're rubbish, quite frankly. So I found these, and it doesn't come without its flaws, which I'll get into the detail in a bit, but completely resolved my problem, and I can now be well away from the camera and still sound like I'm extremely close to it. And the best part of it is, without any loss of quality. These have incredible low latency. Connecting to my crappy work laptop, I was so pleased with the quality I was getting on my football videos, and I thought, I wonder if I could use these little guys, on my work laptop. Not gonna lie, it did require a little bit of faffing, but I have to say, I got there in the end, because it needs this special little cable. Let's see if I can show you to you. Forget about the focus. I'll work on that. It comes with a cable, which I'm using to record this video right now, but the problem is that cable is only for cameras, and you would think to the untrained eye that it's the same cable as this one, but it's not. It does need a special cable, although this is a 3.5mm cable. The one that it uses for the camera is very different to the one that you need for a laptop, which I didn't realize initially, but I wasn't ready to give up. So a quick search on Google, and boom, the power of the interwebs. Honestly, companies are so clueless sometimes. Obviously it's a wireless microphone, and people will want to connect to other devices, so please just offer me a bundle. How hard can it be? Don't worry, Rode, I'll sort this out for you. I'll post the links to the cable that you need to buy. Fellow working from homers, you will need to buy this little cable as well as the mic themselves. See, Rode, it wasn't so hard, was it? At least they make it clear by changing the color. There's a little gray end on this one and a black end on the other one. So what about tablets and phones, I hear you ask? Again, no clear instructions, but you can connect the gray bit to one of these adapters if you have an iPhone. One of these white ones that comes with old headphone jacks. just make sure that the app that you're using is selecting the correct mic input. Some apps on iOS, you've got this app called Just Press Record. That can sometimes be quite funny about what sort of input is trying to select, but you know, it's not too bad. Some other apps like WhatsApp seems to take the input well for recording the voice, but not so well to return the playback. So you have to remove the cable, which can be a little bit faffy, but the quality of recording is great. For Microsoft Teams and Zoom, which is what I use most of the time during my day-to-day, it's extremely low latency, so there's no delay whatsoever between the mic and the devices, so much better than the Bluetooth headsets I've tried. Another slightly annoying thing is this little clip. Whilst it works well for my football videos, because I just can put it on my shirt, it sort of flaps about, depends on what you're wearing, you know, it kind of flaps about and makes a heck of a noise. So I initially improvised by placing it on top of other gizmos that I've got on my desk, but in the end I found a stand for it. Well, it's a bit of a hack, but I had this iPhone clamp which, where is that gone? I had this iPhone clamp which I can use with a tripod, and it was the perfect solution for it. It sort of just kind of has this little flap, which is to stand the iPhone actually in normal, but I just use it to connect it like that, and then it's perfectly positioned on my desk with the mic pointing in the right direction. One time, yeah. So you put that like that on the table. It's a bit of a hack, but it's perfect, and I didn't have to spend any extra money because I already had this thing. They do sell a mic cover to make it look like a proper microphone if you kind of want to hold it. Bit of a karaoke there, but you know, if you're doing videos and interviews, maybe that's what you need. But I'd use one of the hacks like what I've done. By the way, there's a great video here on YouTube from this chap. Again, I'll put the link on the description. This guy talks about all sorts of different hacks for the Rode Go. It's quite pricey at about 150, 155 I think on Amazon, but it was probably the best value for money I've got in my working from home setup, and made a big difference to my conference calls, and actually had a lot of people asking me how I managed to get so clear audio from my laptop. Okay, so that's option one, using Rode Wireless Go. This next option is probably something that you haven't thought about, or if you have, like me, you probably didn't realize it would work well. So it's something that a lot of people already have at home and perhaps didn't realize it. Before I go into that, if you like this video, if you've got this far, I really appreciate your time and would love if you subscribe to my channel, and then there'll be lots more awesome content to see. The more support I get, the more useful content I'll dish out. So what do the youngsters say these days? Smash the like button and subscribe. Don't forget the notifications bell thing, so you know straight away when another awesome video is out. All right, going back. So using a pair of headphones, preferably wireless, like one of these guys. So I've got this Bose Comfort 35, I think is their name. If you like listening to music and invested in a good pair of headphones, you'll get a heck of a lot more quality with the added benefit of comfort. You know, you don't get when you're using some of the stuff that you get from work. They're not the most comfortable things to wear, especially during long conference calls for over, you know, a couple of hours, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, or even more a day. So I use these Bose QC headphones. Again, link in the description. They're now a couple of years old, but I've used Bose from the first QC that came out when they released it over 10 years ago. So I haven't really found a need to go to the latest model, because these are still providing me with top-notch quality sound, noise cancellation, and the comfort. I used to spend a lot of time in trains and airplanes and very noisy data centers, so noise cancellation was important and has always been key for me. So before I invested in the Rode wireless mic, I was actually using these guys. So the only downside really is that they're quite bulky. So when you put them on, they don't look the greatest in a video conference, right? Not that I care too much, but they were so good that they were cutting out useful noises that I actually needed to hear, like the delivery guy or my wife or my son upstairs. So maybe that's a good thing. She will kill me for saying that. Anyway, the other main benefit of using this wireless headset is that you can walk around, and unlike the Apple, that they just seem to lose interest whenever you move more than a few meters away from the device you're connected to. No kidding. You know, I go to the kitchen, which is literally just there next door, just to grab a coffee or something, and I lose connection. So I have to bring the laptop with me. After a couple of times, I thought that defeats the object of using a wireless headphone if I have to walk around with the bloody laptop. After I recorded the video, I realized I needed a test between the Rode Go wireless and the sound that comes out of the laptop from the internal microphone of the laptop. So I've done that. I used something called the Harvard phrases, which is being used to test sound. So nothing fascinating, but it's a good comparison because it tests different types of sounds. So here they are.
The steady drip is worse than a drenching rain.
The steady drip is worse than a drenching rain.
A flat pack takes less luggage space.
A flat pack takes less luggage space.
Green ice frosted the punch bowl.
Green ice frosted the punch bowl.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, so please support me by liking and clicking the subscribe button. I can keep producing more useful content for you, and don't forget to hit the little bell, as I said, as well, so that you'll be the first to know when I release another video. Alright, see you in the next one.